It is time, my friends, to talk about Star Wars Jedi 3 because it's not just starting to feel a lot more real, it actually is, especially with what just happened. This isn't one of those, oh yeah, it's coming eventually situations anymore. Now, there is actual momentum behind this game. And the big thing people are pointing out is the potential reveal on May 4th. All of a sudden, the internet got flooded with these leaks and rumors that we were going to get some type of reveal for Star Wars Jedi 3, and it was going to be, of course, on Celebration Day, May 4th. That's not random. Come on, it's Star Wars Day. If they're going to show the game, that is the perfect date to do it. What is up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a follow-up video that we had to a conversation you and I had about Jedi 3 and what to expect. The leaks, the rumors, the confirmations, where Cal is actually going to go with this story. And as always, I read every single comment on every single video. In the last video we did, you guys were very opinionated on what you wanted Cal's arc to be. His final, his closure. And there's a lot of rumors out there that he's going to go down a very, very dark path. We'll talk about that later in the video. Make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Now, this isn't speculation about whether it exists anymore. We know it does. Now it's just about timing. And when timing starts to line up like this and the internet gets flooded with these leaks, things get interesting. So where everything stands right now, after the original report that Jedi 3 could be revealed and released in the same year, people started connecting the dots. There's this growing belief, of course, that May 4th is the window where we finally get to see it. And honestly, if you step back and look at it, it actually makes a lot of sense. If you're EA, if you're Respawn, if you're Lucasfilm, you do not get a better built-in marketing day than May the 4th. It's a free marketing day. Seriously, you don't have to do anything but just show off. Star Wars will be trending worldwide on every social media platform. Guaranteed. You don't have to force anything, no pun intended there. You just drop the teaser, and then it takes over the entire conversation. It is literally preset, plug, and play. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's confirmed because it is not confirmed yet. We haven't seen a teaser. We haven't even seen a logo. We haven't even gotten the smallest leak yet, and usually with games this big, something slips out. But the interesting part is that Respawn has kind of built a reputation for doing the opposite. They stay super quiet. They don't necessarily overhype early, and then they show something when it's actually close, which is kind of the way I think they should all do it. They did it with Fallen Order, they did it with Survivor, and that's what they're doing here. So this wouldn't be out of character at all if they shadow dropped us something on May 4th. Now, the part we didn't go into deep last time, and probably the most important part, is the story. Because that's what this third game is really going to come down to. It is. I mean, we're all going to enjoy it. I think we all love Cal and the adventure and growth and journey he's on. But where does Cal Kestis go from here, and how does this end? By the time we reach the end of Jedi Survivor, spoiler alert, I'll give you 1, 2, 3 seconds. Cal is in a completely different place where he started. He's not surviving anymore. He's not hiding from the Empire. He's actually carrying all of the weight and the responsibility now. He's protecting people. He's making harder decisions, and you can feel the tonal shift in his character. He's confident, but he's also more conflicted, and that is where things get interesting. I think that's where they're going to take this arc. He's not a traditional Jedi at this point. He's not following the old rules the way someone like maybe Obi-Wan or Yoda would. He's actually doing the opposite. He's pulling an Anakin. He's forming attachments. He's building something instead of just running. And in Star Wars, that can lead you down a very dangerous path. We've seen it before, over and over again. What happens when a Jedi starts bending those rules? That's what Cal is doing. It doesn't automatically mean they fall to the dark side, but it does mean they're walking a much thinner line. We already saw the hints in Survivor. There were moments where Cal tapped into something darker, not fully turning, but enough to make you stop and think about where that could actually go next. That's why I very strongly think Jedi 3 is going to lean heavily into Cal's internal conflict. It's not just fighting the Empire, it's not, but actually figuring out what kind of Jedi, if he's going to be a Jedi at all by the end, that he could actually be. And I know the biggest takeaway people are saying, or the rumors are, or the speculation is, he's going to go full on to the dark side, and at the very end, he'll come back and he'll do something heroic, he'll redeem himself, and then he'll die. It could go that way. It really could. Let's look at it like movies are layered. You have 3 acts, right? If this was layered that way, I could definitely see Cal by Act 2 going way, way, way off to the dark side. Like, to the point where, like, holy cow, what are we actually controlling here? And then by the very end of Act 3, he does something that's selfless and sacrifices himself. That's the big question everybody's asking. Will Cal make it out of this trilogy? I don't know. I don't know what the proper send-off is here. I really don't. I mean, we'll see. If this is the final chapter, and it does feel like it's going to be, the story has to answer both those questions. Does he stay on the path he's been trying to follow? Does he cross the line at some point to protect people he cares about? Does he Anakin this? And those two things don't always match up. You also have to factor in the timeline here. This is still between episode 3 and 4, which means no matter what happens, the Empire's in control at the end. This isn't a story where the galaxy gets saved at the end. It's not. So the ending is probably not going to be some massive victory. It's more likely going to be something smaller and way more personal. Maybe it'll be about protecting a group of people. Maybe it's about building something that lasts just beyond him. Or maybe it's about sacrifice. Star Wars loves that kind of ending, especially in this era. So do not be sad or upset if you play this game and at the end, we say farewell to Cal. Now, I don't think this ends with everything being perfectly wrapped up and Cal riding off in the sunset. I don't. You can give me your best guesses in the comment section. I think it's going to be bittersweet. I think it's going to be heavy, but I think it's going to be meaningful in a way that fits the tone of the series. And there's also the question of how much this connects to the larger Star Wars universe. That's always the question. The first two games have already dipped a bit into the characters. I mean, you had Darth Vader, you had Saw Gerrera, so you got to wonder how much more are they going to step in here. Could we see connections to the early Rebellion? Could we see small cameos from other characters in the timeline? I mean, it's possible, but I also think Respawn understands that what makes these games work is how personal they feel. This is Cal's story. So I don't think they're going to lose focus on that just to force bigger connections. I really don't. Now, when it comes to the gameplay, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel here. Do you guys? I mean, honestly, I don't think they really need to reinvent anything. I think this formula works. The combat, it feels good. The exploration works. The progression system, I think is solid. Maybe you just build on it. I mean, maybe add new stances, expand the Force abilities. You know they're going to expand his abilities. Maybe open up the worlds just a little more. You don't have to go full on Crimson Desert, Red Dead Redemption 2 open world, but maybe open them up just a little more. I think you're good. I think this is one of those situations where improving what's already there, I mean, it's the right move instead of trying to change, honestly, anything. Now, let's come back to this May 4th rumor. I think if this is real, we're not going to be waiting years to find out. This is literally, what, a month away? Just a little over a month and a week, weeks away. And if that date comes true and we get the even smallest teaser, a logo, a title, anything, yeah, the internet's going to go on fire. It's not about whether the game exists. It's about when we are actually going to be playing it. So, I mean, I'm going to land on it like this. I think the timing makes sense. Pattern fits with how Respawn has handled these games before in their launches and their reveals. And the story is the perfect place for the final chapter. But at the same time, until we actually see something, we do have to stay a little grounded because plans can change fast in game development world. We know that. We cover this stuff every day. But if May 4th hits and we do get a reveal, I think this is going to be one of the biggest Star Wars gaming moments we've had in a long time. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Cal gets a happy ending? Do you think this is going to go super dark? Do you think we're going to get a reveal on May 4th? Do you think that's going to be a logo? Or do you think we're actually going to get a trailer? I'm going to go as far as and say Respawn's going to drop us a trailer. That's what I'm going to go. I don't think a logo does it. I think May 4th is such a huge spectacle anyway. I think they're going to hit us with a trailer. Let me know what you guys think. I'll keep you covered if anything new breaks, and I'll see you soon.